Thanks for tuning in to the American Digital Network. I'm Haley Outen. Today and all summer long, we'll be previewing the 12 teams across the American as we get ready for college football to kick off the first week of September. And today we're going to break down the SMU Mustangs. It may not have been reflected in the final record, but SMU made significant progress in 2015 under head coach Chad Morris. Now with 13 returning starters who were fully acclimated to Morris's up-tempo style, the Mustangs expect to show improvement in the win column in 2016. SMU's offensive turnaround was outstanding last year. The Mustangs averaged 11 points per game in 2014, but nearly tripled that mark to just under 28 points per game last year. And with 8 returning starters from that unit, expect SMU to find the end zone early and often this year. Leading the way will be quarterback Matt Davis, who was the team's leading rusher and passer last fall. Davis is the perfect fit for Morris's spread offense and has a supporting cast that should make him a legitimate candidate for postseason honors. Wideout Cortland Sutton had a monster year as a true freshman as he tied for the conference lead with 9 touchdown catches and finished as SMU's leader in both receptions and receiving yards. The key to SMU's success in 2016 might be on defense, though. The Mustangs allowed on average 45 points and 502 yards per game last season, and both of those numbers will need to be significantly improved. The good news is that a number of key players return, which should make a substantial difference on the defensive end. Justin Lawler had 5 sacks and 64 tackles from the defensive line, while seniors Horace Richardson and safety Darian Millens are back to anchor the secondary. And to give us a much closer look straight from Dallas, we'll be joined next by PonyStampede.com's Billy Embody. Stay with us.
Wipe the blood away from his face. Lynch on the move. Kind of a long throw. Caught. Touchdown. Time to throw over the middle. Intercepted. It's over.
On behalf of the city of Miami Beach, it is my great honor to award the championship trophy to the Memphis Tigers.
This is the time of year you want to keep playing.
And it's Flowers. This is a design draw. Got a couple of good blocks. Right to the corner. He'll get in easily. Touchdown, USF. Now they go to the ground. This is Anthony Wales. Wales breaks free. Down to the 10. 5. He scores.
Hey there, welcome back. Thanks for joining us here on the ADN. We're talking SMU football today, and we're joined on Skype by PonyStampede.com's Billy Embody. Billy, thanks for joining us today. You've seen SMU go through quite a bit of transition the past few seasons, but this seems like the first year where there might be some consistency under the leadership of Chad Morris. Heading into Morris's second season as the head coach, how much different does this team look at this point of the year compared to last August?
I think there's consistency at the quarterback position. Matt Davis returns, and he returns for the first time in his career under the same offensive direction and coaching staff, so that should help him a lot. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we're seeing a lot of freshman talent come in, and then players that have already been in the system really develop in the spring and through the strength and conditioning program that they brought in there. So the first time really in this program under Coach Morris, the consistency factor of having every coach back and having that same system back should help this team really grow this year.
Yeah, and it's clear that Matt Davis is going to be the guy this year at quarterback. We're going to see him in just a few days at Media Day. And we saw his talent really start to emerge last season. He seems to be a great fit for Morris's scheme. What would you say is the biggest area of focus or maybe area of growth for Matt Davis in the offseason?
Well, Matt really took some steps forward in his first run at operating Coach Morris's offense, but really he kind of regressed late in the year. And so this year they're looking to put together the entire picture for him. And to do that, he's going to have some great playmakers to go to, but really another year of developing those fundamentals that really kind of fell by the wayside going to so many different schools in his first few years of college. So that consistency that I talked about earlier will really help Matt Davis a lot in year 2 in the system.
Yeah, and between Matt Davis and Cortland Sutton, the offense seemed to find a groove last season, but I know an area that is a must for improvement for SMU to do better this year is the defensive side of the ball. What's the defense shaping up to look like?
There's a lot of question marks on the defensive side of the ball. They had some players graduate, especially at the linebacker position, and they had some guys who graduated along the defensive side on the defensive line as well. But they bring in a major class on the defensive side of the ball with guys like Ken McLaurin and JT Williams along the defensive line, especially in that interior, that really should step up right away for the team and need to step up right away. And then you add in Michael Scott and Delonte Scott, the 2 twins, redshirt freshman defensive ends along that defensive line, and all of a sudden you have a lot of talent rushing the passer. And then you bring in a 6 DB secondary class, and those guys are going to be asked to play right away, and that should shore up that pass defense that really struggled at times last year.
And the schedule doesn't get any easier for SMU this season, but we definitely saw a different side of them last year. What will be the key to closing that gap with teams like TCU and Baylor in the opening weeks to give themselves a shot at a marquee win for Chad Morris?
It'll be in the trenches, and that was one area where, especially against Baylor and TCU, you saw the team play really well, and then especially against Baylor, they really fell off, and the depth of Baylor kind of took over in that game. And this year, you return a lot of experience along the offensive line and some freshman talent and redshirt freshman talent that are really being asked to step up in training camp and push some of these guys. And with another year in the system, you're hoping that they'll be able to put together that full 60 minutes of football, and then on the defensive line, really pressure the quarterback, pressure the opposing quarterback, and have that 60 minutes of football really come to the forefront for SMU.
All right, well, I know we're looking forward to seeing that SMU offense get out there, some young faces. It should be an exciting season.
Thanks for having me, guys. Sure will be.
All right, Billy, thanks a lot. The Mustangs will kick things off September 3rd at North Texas and will continue on the road in the state of Texas to take on Baylor September 10th. Then it's back home for 2 straight weekends as SMU welcomes Liberty and TCU to Ford Stadium. For the ADN, I'm Haley Outen.